Now, you said previously to the Environment Committee and the Planning Committee and now earlier today about any building on the Greenbelt must be dense. So now that we're starting to see applications come into the for building on the Greenbelt, if a proposed development does not go to the 5 or 6 stories that you mentioned in response to Assembly Member Wilson, will you be calling that application in and forcing them to go higher?
That could be the result. Yes, I mean, we try to work with developers beforehand to try and steer them when they come in for pre-app to actually do something that's suitable for the site and optimise the site. I already do know of a number of applications that the developers have long since owned the land, and now, because of the kind of change in the overall kind of national regulations on Greenbelt, they've thought now is the opportunity to bring this forward, and it's very low density. As I say, building executive homes and sprawling them across the Greenbelt, I do not think addresses the housing crisis, and only exacerbates the need for even more land when it comes to be built out, and we address the numbers that I've spoken about. I mean, just to finish, you know, when we say density, we're talking about mansion blocks here. We're not talking about 20 stories and sort of a city of London or a Croydon or an Acton in the middle of the Greenbelt. But what I'm saying is that 2 stories with parking for 3 cars outside, all that is a recipe for trebling, quadrupling or more the amount of Greenbelt that by the 10 years' time will be needed to carry on building out for London.
Does it not sound a little bit out of touch, Deputy Mayor, to if you're in a 2-bedroom home with 2 kids sharing the second room, is it not a bit insulting to hear your want for a family home of at least 3 bedrooms to be called an executive home? Because that sounds pretty insulting to me.
But I'm talking about the kind of thing that gets proposed by developers.
I'm talking about the sort of housing that Londoners need.
I'm not saying that every suburban home of 2 or 3 bedrooms and some parking is an executive home, but that is what often developers want to build in the Greenbelt.
I think anyone that sits on a planning committee, now thankfully I always avoid planning committees at council level, but my wife for some reason decided she wanted to sit on one. We're not getting 3-bedroom homes come through the planning system. That isn't what developers want to build. They want to build rabbit hutches. They want to build studio flats. They want to build 1-bed flats. They want to build 2-bed flats, not family housing. So once again, referring to it as executive housing, do you not think that sounds slightly out of touch with the situation?
No, that's completely conflating 2 different things. The reason why developers don't want to bring forward 3-bedroom homes is because they are, by definition, very expensive. That's why developers prefer to build for the market homes 1 and 2 bedrooms.
Deputy Mayor,
because
it's your job to make sure developers build the homes that Londoners need, not the ones developers want to build.
Sorry?
I said respectfully, it's your job as Deputy Mayor to make sure that developers are delivering the homes that Londoners need, which is family housing, not the type of housing that developers want to build, which is studio flats, 1-bed flats and 2-bed flats.
The previous London plan, we do, between us and the rules for support from housing and land, do require larger bedroom sizes from affordable homes, but the London plan does not intervene in the market for requiring the numbers of homes with higher bedrooms. And all it would do to do so would be just creating more 3-bedroom homes that were unaffordable to families, and instead it was be bought by buy-to-let landlords who would then rent them to students. That's the reality of what happens. It's completely unrealistic. It's completely unrealistic to try and...
Due to time, I'm going to have to move on to my